need to tell you, this is going to be a busy political year. A presidential election, maybe the biggest Senate race in the country, and plenty of ballot issues. Then there's an impeachment trial that started this week. What better time to resume our weekly reality check than now? I'm political specialist Shaun Boyd, and once again, I am joined by our wise analyst, Republican Dick Wadhams, Democrat Mike Dino. Thanks, guys. So let's start with the impeachment trial and how it could help or hurt Senator Cory Gardner's chances for re-election. He told me just this week he's not going to take a position on how he's going to vote because he took an oath to remain impartial. Dick, does he have a choice?
No, he does not. And Senator Gardner has really played this well. I mean, he's been quiet, in fact. And I think he's got to play the role of the juror. And frankly, there is no political upside for him to take a position at this point. And he'll have the big question, will he vote to have witnesses appear before the Senate? And he'll make that decision. I don't think he'll vote that way because I don't think the Democrats have really made any impact at all with the trial so far. So,
Mike, you know, some speculate that this impeachment trial could backfire on Democrats as the one with President Clinton backfired on Republicans. What do you think the impact will be, if any?
Well, it's happening now. I think it'll be over quickly. I think the impact is limited. As soon as we start voting in the caucuses and the primaries less than 2 weeks from now, people will shift their attention. And most of the polling shows that people kind of already know where they want to be on this. The Dems want him out of there. The Republicans want him to stay. Nobody's changing their position. And it hasn't really changed for the last year. No. So I don't think it has an impact when it comes to the November election.
Interesting. So, as I said, Senator Cory Gardner's re-election bid will be followed nationally. It will help determine whether Republicans keep control of the U.S. Senate. Former Governor John Hickenlooper is considered the most likely nominee. And, Mike, he has a lot of baggage going into the primary, including an ethics investigation. How does that impact his chances, do you think?
Well, it certainly, you know, since he was elected mayor of Denver and nobody knew him more than just being a brew pub guy, I mean, he's taken on a lot, being the mayor of Denver, being the governor, running for president. And you're going to have baggage, and that's expected when you're running for office. And so I think people give him benefit of the doubt. He still has a huge popularity rating. In fact, when you look at some of the polling numbers, the Democrats are the most skeptical about him, but his unaffiliated voters are the ones that really line up with him. And if he needs their help, he'll get it in the primary.
So, Dick, Gardner, not only the target of Democrats,
right,
but also some Republicans.
Right.
How does he pull this off?
Oh, the base will coalesce around him. That group that's in here attacking him right now, they're a bunch of renegades from out of state, so forget them. But you know, I think Cory's going to lock down the base. He's got to be cognizant of that at all times, because if he doesn't have his base, he can't win. You know, Governor Hickenlooper, I think, is starting to meet my low expectations of him as a candidate. When he looked at the media and said, your job is to protect me from criticism, that's essentially what he said, I think that revealed a guy who's never really been in a tough race. Cory's going to be a really tough opponent. That's why I'm really optimistic about Cory.
All right, let's turn to state politics. As we saw last year, Governor Polis is very hands-on when it comes to the legislature. He has an ambitious agenda, and he won't take no for an answer. Dick, you advise Governor Owens. So is this an effective strategy? Is this a way to get things done? You know,
I think that Polis is a very effective governor, and I think you should have an ambitious agenda. Owens did. I think that's why he was a very successful governor. I think that was one of the problems maybe with Polis's the two Democratic predecessors. They didn't go out there with a bold agenda, and so in fact I kind of see a lot of Polis or a lot of Owens in Polis, not in terms of the content.
I would have never expected that.
Not in the content, but in willing to go out and say, this is my agenda, this is what I want to do for Colorado, and Owens campaigned on it and he enacted it. Polis is doing it too.
Mike, do you see any risk to governing this way?
No, I agree with Dick on this, and I was just saying to a friend this morning, I felt that Polis has followed the Owens model to a good degree, and for Ritter and for Hickenlooper, I think they had bold agendas, but they let the legislature co-opt them by, you know, pushing their own agendas and kind of agreeing with the Constitution that the legislature has the upper hand. And Polis isn't doing that. It's like, hey, that might be what's in the Constitution, but here are my campaign promises.
Yeah, and he is getting things done, the things that he wants, his priorities. Yeah. All right, well, we are out of time. Mike, Dick,
Yeah.
thank
Thank you.
you. And the fun has just begun. Or not. We'll be right back.